All right, welcome to the pregame, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is, or good afternoon now. This game starts at, let's see, 4:25 p.m. Eastern, 1:25 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming the Cowboys and Commanders today with RTS with Oscar Montiel. That douche bagel. We are streaming with him. It's gonna be fun. So we're gonna start the stream in a little bit, but I just wanted to come on here and just do this real quick. So, look, the Cowboys have a lot to do to get into the keys for victory, right? And into really winning. Look, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you have got to win this game. There are no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Look, you can. I understand like people say, "Oh my God, we got to win this game. It's a must win game. It's a must win game." This is a must win game. Period. Because you need to understand that like you say this now and then you lose, well, you can't really you can't really say that again when let's say you're playing, I don't know, like the 49ers, right? We're not. But let's just say that you're a team and you're playing the 49ers next and you're not a good team. Or let's say the Cowboys are going to play the Eagles again soon. So, especially when you get into the November games, it's just a terrible schedule for the Cowboys, one of the hardest in the NFL. So, like, this is the time you use it because it kind of feels like they're going to keep the season alive. And look, I know that people are talking about Matt Eberflus and how he should leave. Well, he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. But so here are my keys to victory. Look, when we look at the Cowboys defense, you can't be dead last at every single point, even though they are. You can't be bad every single game, like awful, like terrible. But look, they're 31st in points per game. They're 31st in EPA per play, which is the expected points added of the health on both sides of the ball, on the offense, on the defense, the whether you're healthy or you're not healthy. And then you got the success rate. You got moving chain, like are you moving chains? Are you getting toward the end zone? Are you getting stops? On defense. Um, they're dead last. Okay, they're dead last. They're dead last in let's see, yards per game, and they're dead last in passing yards per game. They're in the bottom three in uh, rushing yards per game. So look, when you put that against the Commanders' offense, look, they're mostly top 10. Like, here are the stats. They're seventh in points per game. They're eighth in EPA per play. They're 10th in success rate. So that's actually pretty good. They're 13th in yards. Not high in yards per game, but well, that's how it goes. And you look at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, even with that injury, he hasn't he hasn't gone below 200 yards and has played 15 yards on average, 15 yards higher than the rest of the offense as a whole. Not saying the offense is bad, especially if you have that more that Krusky Mara Daniels chemistry there, uh, which is what they might go with at AT&T. And if you look at the Cowboys offense, look, Dak Prescott, you can't expect your Cowboys or your Commanders or your Chiefs or whoever you are to tell your quarterback, hey, Mahomes, hey, Purdy, if he's back, hey, Dak, hey, Daniels, go and score us 35 points. All right, go. Because you're going to set yourself up for disappointment when he doesn't, especially when on the other side of the ball, they're absolutely terrible. Dak Prescott had 11 touchdowns and no INTs, no interceptions, no turnovers, and he didn't win either of those two games. Okay, so like that's the point I'm making. You can't just tell him go get us those points, and then you're not doing well on defense. And if you look at the Commanders' defense, they're okay. They're 24th in they're 24th in pass rate faced. They're allowing, let's see, the most yards per game. Let's see, actually, the 23rd most yards per game. They're 27 yards per play. EPA per play is still near the bottom. Success rate actually is good. It's actually better than what we think, and they're giving up a lot of explosive plays. Like you can see that. Um, the front is good for the Commanders. Secondary, not so much. And you've got like guys like Marshawn Lattimore and all that are not that just aren't doing too well. Now, when you look at the Cowboys defense, the Cowboys have the worst third down defense in all of the NFL. 53.2% of the time, teams are converting against them. The Commanders are actually bottom 3 in in this part here in the Commanders defense. The Cowboys, look, if you're the Commanders, you're looking for the Cowboys defense to mess up because look, the Cowboys have to get off the field on defense. The Cowboys have 4 takeaways this season. They're 26th in the league, and then the Commanders have 6 giveaways, which is about 15th or league average. So, what do I think about that? Well, the Cowboys just need to get off the field, and really, it's going to be because both defenses are kind of bad. Which one is going to blink first? Which one's going to make a wrong move? Sam Williams, most likely, because he's awful. Which one's not going to be able to stop the run? Maybe the Cowboys. They've gotten some injury reports back, but now let's look at the Cowboys' run game. It needs to be better than it was with Carolina. You can't be running a -7 or anything like that. You can't be doing any of that. You can't be running screenplays on first down and second and then just chucking it down on third down for a couple of yards. It's got to be better, right? And then you've got, look, Javonte Clowney, he averages 5.2 yards per carry, 46% success rate. You've got Jadeveon Clowney, I'm sorry. Who is it? Yeah, you've got Clowney. Look, Javonte Clowney. I think he's got to be in there, right? I said his name wrong. The Commanders' run defense, they're 9th in run rate faced. They're 8th in light boxes, only allowing 20th most yards per game, 17th in yards per play, league average in EPA per run, and then league average in yards per contact and yards after contact. And they're very high on explosive plays. Frankie Louvu comes to mind on that. They will do lots of high shelf action against Dallas, and if you're Dallas, you should be able to run that thin defense, that kind of narrow like defense. So I'm just gonna say, keys to victory for me: your offense needs to fix their run game. Dak is going to continue being good, hopefully. Your defense needs to be better. Your front 7 needs to actually do what it needs to do. Your offensive line needs to do what it needs to do. You got to be better on third down defense. You got to get off the field. So those are my ways that the Cowboys can win this game against the Washington Commies. Again, we will be doing a live stream. Be there or be queer like Aaron. Okay, don't do that. But we are going to be streaming that. We'll see you there.